G'day guys, welcome to another Tuesday night in the man cave. So what we've got going on tonight is we check out what Nate's doing in the woodshed, continue on with that welding project. Yes, I've nearly got it bloody finished. We've got a sticker, actually not a sticker, it's kind of like a sticker, but it's not exactly a sticker for that worldwide sticker board. I play a bit of detective work with a UV light in the man cave and discover something all over the place. What else have I got? Oh, I do a I build a helmet holder. It's a helmet holder? Yeah, a helmet holder, wall-mounted helmet holder to put up in your man cave. So I build that. It's basically very cheap to do. You can just go down Bunnings and you'll see it when it comes up. So I go through the whole process. It finishes in this thing. So that's why this is a little bit long, because I've got that whole lot and it's step by step how to do it using basic tools. Cool. Oh, and at the end of it, I'm going to have Steve from Expedition Australia with the big lap DVD. By the way, the DVD, that's all been sent off to the guys that won it, and there was one in New South Wales here in Australia, and the other two were in America. And one of the ones in America was actually an expat from Australia who's living in America. Cool. Anyway, so Steve contacted me. He said, "Oh, I was really surprised by the response for it and how many people entered it and all that kind of stuff." And he said, "Do you want to offer to you guys 10% off the DVD?" So if anybody else there is actually interested in watching that DVD, I'm going to give you all the details to go there. I'm not making any money. I'm not getting anything out of it. But yeah, so put up and you'll be able to get not 10%, $10. You get $10 off the price of the bloody of the Blu-ray or the DVDs. All right, let's go and check out what Nate's up to in the woodshed. Alright, go and see what Nate's doing. We'll bring her a coffee. Oh shit, the door's stopped. Hello? Knock, knock, knock.
Oh, who goes there?
It is I with coffee.
Coffee. Thank you. You're a treasure.
What are you doing? You've been in here for ages. Man, it's toasty warm in here.
It is toasty, isn't it?
Nate has a great little Kero heater in there. Wow, look at this. This is coming along.
It is. I'm just getting ready to attach the top.
Beautiful. So this is a trolley
island kitchen bench thing. It's got wheels on one end.
Oh,
moving.
Hang on. Yep, let's get down and have a look. Oh yeah, look at that.
And then this end will have probably the big ones. We'll go there.
Ah, right.
It'll have a towel rail.
Beautiful. And a handle all at the same time.
And a handle for lifting. That's why the rail goes on that end.
Yep.
And then it'll probably, because I like to mix it up, have two like that.
Alright, so they're...
Or something like that.
Yeah, they're hooks.
Yep, a couple of hooks. And the other end, we'll have the trusty bottle opener.
Oh, hang on. Zooming in. Oh, yeah.
Something like that. And I don't know what else. We'll just see.
Cool. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Excellent.
See
Very
ya.
busy, very important.
All right, guys, so now we're going to check out what we're doing out here with that bloody welding project. All right, guys, so the project bloody continues. So as from last week, all still functions. What I've done, me and Nate went to the tip to the recovery yard and we've picked up, you can see over there, two grills that were out of barbecues that have been thrown out. So what we've done, or what we reckon, for the top, this one just seems to fit on there really just nice. I was thinking that I'd like to cut it so that it was a circle, but it's got this ridge on it so that if we have anything up there, it shouldn't roll off, so from a functionality point. But what we're going to do is actually cut a half circle out of that middle area there. I don't know, make it a bit jazzy. It will be more functional too, so it'll be easier to get into stuff like that. So now for the bottom bit, we've got this big plate here. So it's straight on there, beautiful, but we've got to cut this to size. what I've done is just made up a template out of a bit of cardboard, and so hopefully when we cut this, oh, it's not going in now. Oh, there you go. And hopefully that's how it's going to sit, so I can take that in and out. Obviously I have to refine a little bit of it. So that's it, just got to cut this. Don't know how I'm going to go. I've never cut steel like that, so I'll either won't be able to do it, or I'll go through a lot of discs doing it. Cool, alright, let's get into it. Alright, so I've got our chalk bloody outline. I've got to make sure I cut on the inside of that, or I'm going to have a lot of grinding to be able to fit it in. Alright, here we go, let's see if we can cut it. That's gonna work. Alright, so we ran out of time to bloody cut that those things up, so tonight we're just gonna burn this up. Get this new little fang dangle thing going. We'll use that as a fire lighter.
I think it's on fire now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, that doesn't look too bad, does it? Hey, no, do you want to shut the door on it?
I'm always a stupid angle.
Yeah, cool. Okay, now you can open it.
Troublemaker.
So far, so good. Alright guys, so I've whacked a whole heap of bloody briquettes in there just to try and get the heat really pumping and burn all that bloody paint shit off. But we've noticed that it's dropping fairly big embers out the bottom. So I'll most probably, I don't know, put some type of mesh or weld some little bits of metal just to halve up those big holes, stop the big stuff coming through. Anyway, there you go. Well, I'm just going to hang around here, and tomorrow we'll start cutting that stuff up, which is going to be coming just now. Alright guys, so it's the next day, and I'm ready to just bloody start cutting this thing, but I've now decided that I don't like where I put that circle, because it means that this little thing here is off kilter. So I'm going to change it. Much better. There you have it guys, bloody done! And that only took, that's still the same, that first disc, and that disc only cost $1. So I'm pretty bloody happy with that. Alright, problem number one, it doesn't fit. Doesn't fit in, I can't get it in, which is what I half expected. So what I'm going to do, instead of trying to cut all the way around again, which would be just crazy, I'm just going to take these edges off here and here, and then see how we go. Alright guys, so I've cut those bloody corners. A round circle does not have corners, but I've apparently cut the corners off it. And, hey presto, check that out. Not too bloody shabby, I reckon. Alright, so I'm just going to clean all that up, then I'll get onto that other grill, the top grill. Well, there you go. That's all bloody cleaned up, so it's all nice and smooth. Hopefully nothing you can cut yourself on it. And now, I've got this grill up here, and I've marked this out. That's what I reckon I'm going to have to cut out to make it a usable thing. To be cooking down on this bottom one. So there you go. So I'm not going to show you all the bloody cutting and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to do it, clean it up, and then we'll see it after that. Well, there you go, guys. Got that all bloody chopped up there. Got that cut like that. So, as it stands, that's just a fire pit. Basically, that's it. And if we want to cook something, whack that on there and we've got ourselves a bloody hot plate. Now, if we're cooking lots of stuff and we don't have enough room to cook on there and we want to bloody cook some stuff and then, but then keep it warm, we've got this on there. Bloody crazy. Alright, so I'll give you a closer look at that. So far I reckon it's turned up alright. I've still got a little bit more. So if you're cooking on it, so you can easily bloody do what I've all this stuff here, I made sure I grinded that and also filed it so there's no sharp points whatsoever. Because that might be a, you know... But yeah, there you go. Cool bananas. So that's enough for this week. Next week I've got a few little thing to do with that and then we'll actually cook on it. Most probably we'll cook some goanna steaks on it. Alright, back to the man cave. That's a 10-4. Let's roll out the convoy to the sticker board. Alright guys, so we've got a sticker, and actual fact, it's a patch been turned into a sticker. It's come from the USA, from Omaha, Nebraska. It's got a write-up, and here is the sticker or patch. So what, this is from Cody. Cody, this is bloody fantastic, mate. It's one of those glow-in-the-dark ones, which I'll do at the end of this. We'll show you the glow bit. But it's one of those patch ones where you stick it on with the Velcro. And what he's done is he's put double-sided tape on there so that we can stick it up there. Cool, all right. Oh, bloody short lookers. So, hello Mark, I discovered your channel 3 years ago, and when I got into riding, after watching your awesome adventures on Max, it sold me on getting my own DR650 and selling my sports bike. I haven't looked back since and love every minute of the Bush Pig. I'm currently stationed at Outfit Air Force Base, Nebraska. It's located just south of Omaha, Nebraska. Enclosed is a patch from my unit that I added double-sided tape so you could place it on the sticker board. Keep up the great work and I look forward to seeing more of your adventures. Regards, Cody. P.S. The patch looks awesome when you kill the lights at night. And yeah, it does. I've already bloody tried it. It's bloody fantastic. Alright, so I'll bring you over here. So, United States. Oh, stop going blurry. And that single one there, that is Omaha, Nebraska. Alright, so we're going to stick this up on there. That's awesome. There we go. Look at that. That's bloody crazy good. Thanks, Cody. That was bloody awesome, mate. Love it. Now we're going to kill the lights and see what this looks like. So here we go, guys. I've got the lights turned off. Now, obviously, this isn't going to show up as it does for me, but look at that. That is bloody ripper. So I can see that from way back here. Well, there you go, guys. Isn't that bloody awesome? All right, back to the man cave. Alright, you ready for some UV-ness? Okay guys, so we're in the bloody man cave. We're playing with this UV light. I know I shouldn't be facing it at myself, but hey, it's not going to be for very long. Now, bite my teeth? We're just playing with this and we just started finding these speckles of bloody green. And wondering what the hell's going on. So if you look up on the roof, we're going, what the devil is all this stuff? It's everywhere. There. It's on there. Come down, it's over here. And then you go over here and you go, oh, hello. It's the bloody slime. So when I did that test with the slime, this is where all the slime got bloody splattered out as I was turning that tube around. Bloody crazy! Bloody thing's recording. Alright guys, so now we're going to get into doing that bloody wall-mounted helmet holder. Let's go. Alright guys, so what we're doing is making a helmet holder. So picture something on the wall that you can screw to the wall and then you can just stick your helmet up on it and also put your jacket on it as well. You can go really elaborate. Nay showed me something that she's seen on Pinterest that came up and it was a helmet holder and basically I thought, shit, that looks really easy to do. I mean, there's some crazy ones out there, but I wanted to do something that any of you guys with basic tools, if you wanted to, have a shot at doing it. So that's what we're going to do. I've done a prototype, and this is basically it. So that goes up against the wall, and then this is your helmet, which then sits on it like that. Simple as that. And it doesn't matter what bloody helmet you got, you know, whether it's a full face, goes on, sits there like that. It's digging into my hand. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to take you through step by step, including going out to Bunnings. So let's go. Hang on, guys. I should have shown you, and of course there's a bit of wood that's involved in it as well. So basically, whoop, that's what it's going to end up being. There's going to be some bits and pieces on here, and that's how it goes up against the thing. So there you go. All basic tools. All right, let's go now. So you excited to go to Bunnings?
Always excited to go to Bunnings. Bunnings loves us.
That's it. She does. She always gets very excited about going to Bunnings. All right, we'll see you there. All right, guys. Now he's going to find the special bin. That's the stuff.
That's the stuff.
There's no price on it. But normally it's about $2 or something. Is that right?
Yeah, $2 something.
Cool. Looks pretty good. Done. Alright guys, so we've come to the bloody metal bit, and you can normally find down here these aluminium pieces. I'm using aluminium. I'll give you the price and the size of all this when we get back to the man cave. This is 40 millimeters by 1 meter. That's all we need. We'll only need about that much of it. Cool. Alright guys, that is all we need. But unfortunately, we've got to go look at wood with Nay, okay? I won't subject you to that. Alright guys, so that's it. Bunnings is done. I've dragged Nay out of the place. See you back at the man cave. Alright guys, so we've got our pine, what they call a pine short. So this costs $2.34. It is 70mm that way by 30mm that way, and it's 900mm long. Now you can use any bloody bit of wood that you can find, or buy a bigger, longer piece. I would most probably go for a longer, you know, a bit more substantial, but I wanted something that you could just go to the local, you know, Bunnings store. Like here in Australia, you just go around to the local. Bloody phone's ringing, sorry guys. So as I was saying, I wanted something that you could just go straight into Bunnings or a local hardware bloody store, whether you're in the States or wherever, and just pick up something simple like that to use. Alright, so the aluminium piece that I got, that's a 1 meter length piece. It cost $11.95, so that's the most expensive part of it. It's 40mm that way, 3mm thick there. I'll give you a close up. They call it moulding aluminium flat bar. Hopefully you can see that. Cool. Actually guys, I should tell you, I picked up a big packet of bloody screws. You're only going to need 2 or 3 screws, so if you've got some lying around, or you can buy a smaller packet, buy it, but we're always using screws around here, so I got a bigger packet, and that was $5.17, but in actual fact it's only going to cost you a couple of cents. Unless you don't have any screws, then you've got to buy a whole packet. Well, it's going to cost you $5.17. Alright, I'll shut up now. Alright guys, so now all we've got to do is mark on here the where we're going to do the bends. So I'm going to show you that, and I'll give you all the dimensions on how to do it. But there's one thing we've got to talk about, and that is depending on if you get a different size bit of wood, as in the length down here. As you can see on my prototype, that works perfectly on there. So if you had a longer piece, you could make this bit longer if you wanted to, or if you had it a bit shorter, you'd want this part here a bit shorter. So this first mark that we're going to do, you can change that. The rest of it, basically is what you're going to want. So this first part here, this is what's this is the wall. So this length here, we've worked it out so that when you put the helmet over, you've got about that much gap off the wall, so you're not bloody squeezing it down in the wall and putting marks on your wall and all that kind of bullshit. And the rest of all this works perfectly, I think, for all my helmets that we've got here. I've tried on all of them and it just works bloody brilliant. And I'll let you know what these degrees in the bends. And I reckon what I'm going to do, I'm going to get a bit tricky, and up on this screen I'm going to put that angle, and you'll be able to pause it and then get a piece of paper and trace over that. If you're not good with angles, which I'm not, but Nay's got this special little tool that tells me what all the angles are, and it makes it really bloody easy for me. But if you don't have one of those, you'll be able to do that. Cool. All right, we'll start marking it out. All right, guys, so I've marked all this down, and I'm going to run you through it. For the Americans, I'm doing this in millimeters, which is metric, obviously. But on this tape measure that I've got, it's got inches. So the first part, we're starting at the part which will go over this and against the wall. So we've got our inches up the top, and down here we've got our centimeters, millimeters, whatever, the metric side. So our first mark is done at 90 millimeters, then 180 millimeters, then it's 330 millimeters, 400 millimeters, 470 millimeters, and our last one is 520 millimeters, which to me looks like 20.5 inches, or 52 centimeters. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use one of these duvelackies. What do we call these, Nay? It's a square. We'll call it a square. If you don't have a square, don't worry. Just get a straight line. I don't know. Get a ruler and just try and hold it as straight as possible. I've got the tool, so I'm going to use it, because it's very important to try and make sure you've got a straight line that you can see. So basically I'm just doing that. When it comes to bending it, that's really good to have that straight line, and I'm going to show you now why. On this prototype, now I think it's, I don't know if you can see, some of my bends, yeah, there you go, you can see it there, that bend is crooked. Now it's not because my lines were off, because I used the that square thing to do that. It was because I used the little vise in Nay's shed, because it was late last night when we were doing it, and I didn't want to make too much banging noises, and I couldn't get this piece all the way in, and I was doing it in a rush, so I kind of did some of the bends a bit crooked. It still works, but it can look a little bit. You can't see that, doesn't matter. All right, all my straight lines are on there. You'll see I've got this little bloody arrow thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this off. Now I've learnt a pro tip. Now what that little arrow thing there means is that means to cut this on this side. So basically you don't cut on the line, because that's going to put your measurement out, because the saw or whatever you're using to cut is depending on what side, some are thick, some are thin. But what you've got to do is cut it so that it cuts on this side of that line. Beautiful, let's go cut it. All right guys, so just an ordinary everyday bloody hacksaw blade duvelacki thing. So I'm going to cut this now. So there you go guys, look at that. I couldn't have done that if I tried it again. Alright, so this is the helmet holder metal piece. This other bit, we just do whatever we want with that. Cool, so now we're up to bending it. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go back through this stuff. I don't think you guys are dumb shits. I'm a dumb shit, and when I watch stuff, this is how I would like it done, so that I can understand it and get it through my head and then be able to work with it. Sometimes I watch things and they just skip through things really, really quickly, and I don't get a chance to, once they get up to the next stages, it's like, oh, I'm lost, I don't know where the bloody hell I'm going. Alright, so I'm going to show you this flat piece again, and on there it's going to be written, here is the wall piece, this is off the wall piece. This is back of the helmet piece. This is 180, 138 degree angle. That's top of the helmet, and that is a 138 degree angle. Cool, let's have a look. All right, so here we go. So that's the wall piece, 900 millimeters, which is that line there. Off the wall, 180 millimeters. Back of helmet, 330 millimeters. Then we have that angle section, which is this line up to here is 400. So don't think that in between here is 400. I've done it so that you can just put a ruler down and then go right across. So that's our angle piece. Top of the helmet, which brings us to 470 millimeters. And then our last angle piece, which is the 520 millimeters. Cool. So if I was to tell you, this section here is 90 millimeters. That's 90 millimeters. This section here is 150 millimeters. This one here is 70 millimeters, 70 millimeters. And then that last bit there is 50 millimeters. You always have the option of skipping forward if I'm sounding a bit stupid. All right, so I said for those angled pieces, because all the bends you're going to do are 90-degree angle bends, so basically straight up and straight across. That's easy because you can just see that, and you can do that just straight off the bat. But this the two 138-degree angles are going to be a little bit harder. So I've done it on this white piece, and I'm going to put it up on the screen, and hopefully you're going to be able to pause this. So there you go. So if you were to pause your screen now, you could put a piece of paper up on your screen if you're on a desktop, and then trace that angle. And that should work. You'll be able to then work out, be able to bang it. All right. Let's go and start banging some metal. Sorry guys, I thought I'd better do up. This is what we're going to be bending. So I don't know whether you want to. You could do the same thing, trace that, so you understand which way you're doing the bends. Now obviously these aren't 138. This is just me free drawing that, but that's the shape we've got to make. Alright guys, so I've whacked this bit of metal in the vise, and I just want to show you, so when I put it in the vise, I just have it just so I can just see the line on that just above the vise, and then obviously get it, and if you've got it all the way across, then you've got it straight as. Cool. Alright, we'll finally get into banging. Alright, so here's our prototype. So this is going to be basically the first bend, so you're bending that way. Cool. Now that's given us that. Now our next one has got to go that way. Alright, so our next bit, so this is what we've got. So this has got to go that way. Looks pretty good. Actually, while I'm here, the reason you could use steel if you wanted to. I've gone with aluminium because it makes this part really, really easy. A vise and a hammer, that's it. So that's what we've got so far. Oh. So now this bit here, like that. Cool. So this has to now go this way. But it's got to go the 138 degrees. So I'm going to get my little tool. So here's my Nays special tool. You can see that it says, oh hopefully you can, 138 degrees. So basically that's what I'm going to have to get it to. I reckon that's bloody close enough. Alright, so now, so we've got that, so basically we've got to do So as you can see, they're not perfect, but basically now we've got to make this straight bit here. I don't know whether it's another 38 to make it straight, or I don't know. I'm not that way inclined. I'll just eye it so that when I'm looking at this flat here, that this is pretty much flat with that. Cool? Still more to go. Oh, so straight, straight. I reckon that's pretty good. Oh. All right, last bend. Cool, so again, hitting that way. And this is that 138 bend. Close enough, I reckon. There we have it, guys. I reckon that should do the trick. I'll most probably have to trim it a bit off here. I remembered actually now, we decided to make this bit bigger, but with that wood that I've got, you can actually shorten it. So the beauty is we're going to cut off some corners here and here, just do 45s off there. This one here with the smaller one, we can cut it off. I'm not going to, because I'm going to put a bigger one on this, but just for this sake. All right, let's get into it. All right, guys, so we've got to just cut these corners off, just so that we can make this a little bit nicely rounded, so it's not sharp edges inside the helmet. So you could get yourself this thing and bloody, you know, go, oh, get 45-degree angles, or we can go, oh, look, about that, and, you know, oh, geez, this is really hard. I'm doing this through the screen. That looks retarded, but hey, there you go. Like that, and then we'll just cut those off. Alright, so as you can see, that is very, very dodgy looking. Alright, so that was dodgy. If you can use a 45, which is what I did on this one, I was trying to do it so that if you don't have something like that, you can do it. And this will work. It's just a little bit dodgy looking. It's alright, suits me. Alright, so now I've just got to get a file and clean this up. This one here, I did it on my grinder, the bloody power grinder. But I'm going to do this one with just a file. Alright guys, so that's our prototype, and that's our one that we've just done. So you can see this end one's a little bit dodgy. They're pretty bloody close, as you can see. Alright, so now what I'm going to quickly do is just clean all this bloody stuff off here that I've bloody dribbled on there. And then we'll do the wood bit. So where this, we'll cut the wood to whatever size, and then we'll do some chiseling, but without a chisel. You don't need a chisel. We're going to use a hammer and screwdriver and a saw. Alright, I'm competing with Nay. She's going to start doing some sanding, so we're just going to have to bear with it. Now, what I've done is I've got this bloody little straight Duvalaki, got a straight line there, which hopefully means with my saw, because I'm not going to drop saw it, which I could do, I'm just going to hand saw it. Basic tools, remember. Cut that straight down. This is the prototype one. Now, depending, you can do this bloody any size you want, the thickness, all that kind of stuff, but so I'm just going to make this one a little bit bigger, cut straight down there, and then we'll do this bit here, and why we need to do that bit. Now that might have sounded like I had an electric saw, but that was the sander making that noise, not my sawing. So there you go. I reckon I did pretty good bloody on that. Excellent. And that was with a basic bloody saw. Cool. Alright, so there's our piece there. Basically, I'm going to mark this thickness, and I'm just going to eye it so it's basically in the middle. And I'm going to put a line through there, and a line through there. Like that, and this is the part that we've got to chip. We've got to chip this out so that when this sits in it, so that when this goes against the wall, everything's nice and flush. That's actually flush with this part here.
or at least in further.
So the idea now is we just basically cut lots of little cuts all the way through this and to a depth of that 3mm, roughly, give or take.
I thought I'd better bloody mention, I've got this big vise that I got, and I've stuck it on this table. That one, you might remember that I bloody put a new thing on it. But it wobbles every time I'm on it. It's bloody hopeless. So I'm going to have to brace up these legs and stop that. So yeah, you'll see that wobbling, and some of you guys will be bloody driving you nuts going, what the hell of a setup is that? Mark's dodgy setup.
Alright guys, so the idea of punching all this out, instead of using a chisel, which we've got, you just use a flathead screwdriver. You most probably don't even need to have the hammer, but you just use that to pop all that out like that. Righto guys, so there we go. This now, well actually it'll be this way around, but that will now be below there. So that'll go straight up against the wall. Simple way of doing it. Sorry guys, I've got to go. It's getting bloody late. I've got to get parcels to the post office. So I will see you back here tonight now. Alright guys, so I'm now back, but it's now bloody dinner time. Me and Nate went, bugger it, we're just going to have pizza tonight. We've got bloody that much stuff going on around here. And here it is. Now this brings me to a question for the Americans, the US guys, the Yankees, whatever you want. This is a Supreme Pizza here in Australia. This is, I don't know, the thing I'm going to get to is, see all the topping stuff on there? Like there's cheese and bacon, pepperoni, bloody capsicum and cheese, and it's got all the sauce and all that kind of stuff on it. In movies, I always see they have the pizza, it's pizza crust, and it's just got sauce on it. And that's it. And that's all you ever see, well, that I ever see in movies. I don't know whether it's a movie thing. Do you guys have pizzas with stuff on it like that? Nay actually jumped onto Pizza Hut. This is a Domino's pizza. But all the pizzas in Australia, they're all pretty much the bloody same. And she got onto the Pizza Hut online ordering thing, made sure we were in the American part and it didn't divert us to the Australian. And like the favourite one that came up was the cheesy pizza, and it was basically just the sauce and cheese. That was it. That was the most popular one. So I think that may be the way it is. I don't know. Let me know in the comments, guys. Cool. I don't know whether it's just a movie thing. Maybe it's, you know, they don't get stuff in their teeth or it doesn't fall off. I don't know. There you go. Cool. All right, I'm going to eat this and then I'll come back and finish off this thing. All right, guys, so I've got a belly full of pizza. All right, so that was the last thing we ended up with. So you can see that all bloody chopped out there. So now when we grab this doovalaki, that's going to go against the wall. This slots down in there. And as you can see, we've got a bit of a, see, this is all going to be flush. I'll show you over here better.
So we're pretending this is up against the wall, it's up against the bench at the moment, but you can see we've got enough gap so it makes all that nice and flush.
So now all we've got to do is basically screw that in there, and I'll most probably do 2 up the top and 1 down the bottom, and that should be the job done, and then I'll actually screw it out up over there. Alright, so I've had to find a drill bit that's going to match that screw. So basically it's pretty much the same thickness as that. Let's drill.
Alright, so we're in Nay's messy bloody shed. So this part here is the top part, so I'm going to do the 2 up here and then 1 down there somewhere. I'm going to use a punch just so that the drill doesn't wobble all over the place. If you don't have a punch, just use a nail or something bloody, you know, bit of a punch, whack her in there.
Rightio guys, so now all I've got to do is drill this to the bit of bloody wood. Rightio guys, so there it is, screwed on, all bloody done, so that's now going to get mounted to the wall. Don't worry about that because I'm going to remove this and I'm going to try and do something a bit flash, if you know what I mean. But I just wanted to do this for you guys. So now I'm going to take this out and mount it up on the bloody wall over there, and then I'll bring it over and show you. Well, there you go guys, it's bloody done. How's that? I'll bring it over.
Right, there it is with that helmet on there. Not too bad, I reckon. And if I whack this one on, booyah.
What do you reckon, guys? I reckon that's bloody brilliant. That just works so well.
I'll show you what it looks like just when it's sitting there with nothing. So, I mean, you could paint that black or whatever. This thing here, like if you ride a Harley Davidson bloody motorcycle, you could, this wood, you could make that into the bar and grill and put the bloody Harley Davidson, or, you know, make a shield, or, you know, anything, put a bloody sticker on there. Yeah.
I reckon it's bloody fantastic, and it was easy to do using basic tools. Do it in an, I mean, it took me bloody longer because of the whole filming and all that kind of bullshit, but yeah, do it in an afternoon. And it's a practical bloody thing. Keeps your bloody helmet off the ground or wherever you put it, or out of the way. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. So that's it. $15 is all it took to build that. Now, I'll show you the tools. We'll run through the tools.
So here's the tools. We've got a simple saw, hacksaw, hammer, a file, a screwdriver, a square. You don't need the square. A pen and a bloody texter. This, what do you call it, the angle maker, which you don't need because you can use that thing that I popped up on the screen, and a drill. That's it. Crazy. Whoops, and Nay said, and a vise. Of course, a vise. That will make it very, very handy, but I'm sure creative people out there could work out how to do it without a vise, I'm sure. Alright guys, back to the bloody man cave on Tuesday. Sorry guys, it's the next bloody morning and I forgot all about bloody putting the code and all those bits and pieces on here. So, as you can see, there, so you can add all this stuff. So I've just stuck some bloody Velcro on there, because on all our gloves, on all mine, I always have, you have that. So you can just do that on there. Same as on that one. So all I did was I banged a nail straight in there. So there you just have a coat hanger. Hang your coat on it, hang your pants, whatever you want. Loop your bloody goggles or whatever over that. Stick that on there. We'll make it all nice and straight. Bloody crazy. There you go. All right, back to the man cave now.
All right, guys, so can't believe you made it all this bloody way through here. But now we're talking about the Big Lap DVD. Steve contacted me, as I said earlier, and said, hey, he'd like to give $10 off the price of the DVD or Blu-ray. They're both $34.95, so that would be $24.95. Just go to this web address, so it's www.expeditionaustralia.com.au. Click on the little menu and go to films, and you'll see them all there. Add one to the cart, add two, hey. And then you'll find that there's a code, a coupon code. Put in the code that you can see now, which is Biker Bits, all one word in capitals, and that'll take the $10 off the price, making it $24.95. The shipping's, I think, roughly, don't quote me on this, but like within Australia it's like $4.95, and international I think it's $8.95. But don't quote me on that because All right, so thanks Steve for doing that. That's bloody awesome, mate. I think that's about it. I think that's Tuesday night in the man cave, done and dusted. Hope everybody has a bloody great week. Now, this week coming up, I've got my daughter's wedding. So I've got some stuff already lined up, so hopefully I will have one next Tuesday. Don't worry about it, it's all good. Alright guys, keep on riding, and remember, if you ain't riding, keep on bloody keeping on.